Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. I'm recording the sound in my phone because the microphones, the very cheap microphones that I should have known were not going to work, that I bought 3 weeks ago, have already broken. So I figured I would film some days in my life in which I am going to try and write. I'm going to try and get my life a little bit organized, because after the summer in which I have had a little bit less work volume, I am about to start the course again. In case you didn't know, one of the things that I do is I teach storytelling in university. So the course is about to start now in September, in late September. And what's going to happen is that I'm going to go from having no work at all in that part of my life to having an insane amount of work basically overnight. And because I've been doing this for many years and I know how it works at this point, I'm going to try and be a little bit more ready or as ready as I can. I don't know if you can tell, but my voice is a little bit husky because I went to a friend's wedding the other day and I'm still recovering from all the singing and from all the yelling, from all the cheering for the bride and groom. The wedding was happening out of town, and that meant that we went away for the whole weekend, not just for the wedding day. And my sleeping schedule is now a little bit upside down. I think health-wise, I might also have caught a small cold or something like that, or a head cold, and I'm not at my best. So there's so many things I want to be doing these days to prepare for the new year, the new academic year, like I said. But I just don't feel up for the task. So I figured maybe if I try and film it, maybe I will actually do the things that I have to do. I also have to do a bunch of life admin things, such as bringing back a book to the library that I borrowed a couple of months ago, and I read it kind of quickly, but then I kept forgetting that I had to give it back. And I figured that would be a good chance to just get another book from the library since I'm there already. What else do I need to do? I want to bake something. I realize that that's not the best thing to do when you're busy and there's actual deadlines and actual appointments that you have to meet. I don't have a good answer. I just want to bake. So I will find the time for that because that's something I want to do versus the things that I have to do and I don't feel like doing. So yeah. I need to do a bit of follow-up with emails. I probably should also fix my nail polish because it's falling apart. I think in general, I should probably just do a bit of September planning. I used to be obsessed with bullet journaling, with having the most aesthetic planners, having a ton of planners as well. And I think I burned myself out with all of that, and now I'm like a post-it list kind of person. Not really, that's a full-on lie. But I have started trying to simplify my planning, and now I just have a diary with dates, and then I have like a dotted journal where I just write things in a more non-calendar organized kind of way, things that are not so time sensitive or not so linked to specific dates. Yeah, but I haven't been doing that in the summer. What usually happens is that I spend all year thinking that I want to have some free time during the summer, so I put a lot of pressure on myself to do all of these projects and creative things that I want to be doing. And then I get to the summer and I'm so overwhelmed and I'm trying to do so many things that I end up doing nothing at all or very little. This year, I tried to be more chill about it and actually accomplished a few things that I wanted to accomplish especially in terms of writing. But also, I started this YouTube channel and I filmed a few videos and I edited them and I posted them, so that's more than I usually do. So I'm quite proud of that. I'm quite happy with that. In terms of writing, I finished a children's book and I sent it to a contest. I finished a short story and sent it to a contest and actually made it to the final That's pretty good. That's some good news right there. And then, yeah, I wrote half of a first draft of a different story, which is an adult fantasy. That's quite exciting. That's so much more than I usually do, or that I manage to do. So yeah, just my message for today is be chill and you'll do more. I guess it's counterintuitive, but it makes so much sense when you stop and think about it. Easy for me to say it now because I've tried the two ways and the chill one worked best for me. So what I think I'm gonna start with is going to the library, because that's something that has a schedule. And then on the way back, I'm gonna get ingredients for some baking. I'm darting between two recipes. The one that I feel like eating the most is carrot cake. The one that I feel like making the most is muffins, because muffins are quick and easy and I don't have a whole lot of energy. Like I said, I feel a little bit, how do you call it in English? Under the weather. I love that expression. It's so visual and I love it. I always feel like there's like a big dense gray cloud and then the person who's ill is right under that cloud. So they are under the weather because, yeah, they caught a cold or something. Makes so much more sense inside my head. The carrot cake is absolutely delicious. It's very, I know it's something that people make in the spring, but for me it's so autumn-like. It feels very autumny, maybe because of the orange of the carrots, and I don't know, the spices that go with it are very autumny, but it's a lot more elaborate. And I also have to make the cream cheese frosting to go with it, so it is a bit more of a mess that I'm gonna make in the kitchen. I'm gonna get going now because I'm clearly procrastinating, using the video as part of my procrastination plans. So I'm gonna check in with you later. I don't know if I'm gonna talk to the camera again today, because I'm clearly on the verge of dying, and maybe it's better that I just film a few days in my life, and that way you'll get like you 0 viewers that I have at the moment. 0 viewers, 0 pressure. a few days, so a week. My brain is not braining today. See you soon. So I'm back from the library and I gave back Carrie by Stephen King, and these are the 2 books that I got. I didn't mean to get 2, but they both caught my attention equally. I think this one is for children. The title in English is Wolf for Spell, and this is the name of the author's, Kara Sutton. I think it's absolute beauty. It looks amazing. It's so pretty. And I know that there is a witch involved, and I'm having a bit of a witchy moment, and I'm thinking about a project that I have in mind that involves witches. So I think this would be good, not for research, but for getting in the mood. And this one also randomly involves witches as well. It's called The Familiars in English, Las Malditas in Spanish, and it's by Stacey Halls. I don't know if you can see. I really like it when books from the library are kind of like damaged. I know it's a bit of a weird thing, but I love it because they look used. They look like they've lived, and they both have a little bit of a worn out. I never know the right way of saying that. But yeah, they're both really cool looking. I think this one is adult and this one is for children. I will keep you updated. I'm hoping I would like both of them. They both feel like books that I would like. Focus. So yeah, these are the books that I got at the library. I have not been getting books from the library for a really long time, and now I got, let me just sit down. Last month, I think it was, I got Carrie, and I really enjoyed it. But I didn't only enjoy the book, I also enjoyed the experience of going down to a library, browsing the books and just picking them, taking them home for free, just because there's these beautiful places called libraries that exist, and it just makes me feel like humans are able to make good things. Because if we were able to create a place where everyone can just go pick up a book for free, read it and give it back, and then someone else gets to enjoy it, it just makes me feel like all of the best things about humanity can be true. Can you tell that I'm tired? I'm tired. Yeah, so on the way back home I also picked up some groceries and that I needed for the carrot cake. And the reason I want to make this carrot cake is because I feel like eating one, and I feel like this kind of fancy cakes, fancy as, you know, those cakes are like several layers and they have some sort of frosting and they have some like cute decoration. These cakes seem to be extremely expensive in cafes, and even though I really love going to a cafe and getting a cake and a coffee or like some kind of a cool tea or something, because in itself it's an activity that I enjoy doing, I don't understand why I have to pay €5 for a slice of cake, and that's what it's been costing lately. And I make a killer carrot cake, if I may say so myself. I found this really good recipe that I will share in the, what do you call that thing? The box, the description box? I'm so new to YouTubing, it's insane. So I don't feel like turning on the oven and making my kitchen very hot, but I wanna eat sweet. So let's go do that. Let's find the willpower where there is none, and let's do it, because it will be worth it in the end. That way I can also procrastinate a bit more and not write, which is what I should be doing, and I'm not inspired to do at the moment, so. Something that I find helps a lot with baking, especially because a lot of the times it requires a lot of ingredients and a lot of different little elements, is to set up everything like this with the right measurements and the right amount of every ingredient. Like for example, this is coconut oil, this is the sugar, this is the flour, and I have all the other things that I need right here. And I think it's a lot easier to not get lost in the instructions and the process if you have everything laid down like this. At least it helps me, and I find it a lot more pleasant to bake. Hello, I just came back to make the closing remarks. So the days that I was planning on vlogging ended up being a bit eventful in not the best kind of way. There was every kind of thing happening, nothing too bad. But for example, one of the pipes in our kitchen just burst and there was water everywhere. And actually we solved that pretty easily. But as you can imagine, the moment was a little bit chaotic and didn't make for good vlogging, or not the kind of vlogging that I wanted to be making. And then my camera, in the middle of one of the baking videos, decided that it had enough and it decided to retire. So I was without a camera for many days, and I actually tried to, you probably could tell the drop in quality, in image quality, because I was recording with my phone because I was in the middle of baking. Get out, bug. I tried to keep going with my phone, but just the logistics of it, because I would get calls in the middle of the recording. The quality of my phone is not the best, and one of the lenses of it is actually broken. For many, many reasons, recording with my phone was just not ideal for me. And then I thought I wouldn't be able to keep filming for many months, and then randomly I saw this really great offer for a camera that I had an eye on for quite a while, and I just decided to go for it. And I'm hoping, this is very new to me, it has one of those flip screens that like I don't know where to look. I'm actually in a bit of a rush as usual. That's just my life. So I wanna very quickly give you a bit of an update from the books that I got from the library, as I was telling you earlier in this video, but for me in real life it was like weeks ago. I'm halfway through this one. If you remember, in English it's called A Wolf for a Spell, and I'm loving it. It's beautiful and I'm super engaged. The writing is great, and the characters, I love every one of them. They're very different. There's a little girl, there's a wolf, a little young wolf, and there's Baba Yaga, the witch. Very, very profound themes and very beautiful imagery. So I highly recommend it so far. I think it will continue to be as great as it's been so far. And then the other little update is that I finished the journal that I've been using for a long time, and I was looking for good and cheap options for a new journal, and I stumbled upon these two beauties. They're just very cheap. I think they cost 11 euros, the two of them, and I love them very much. I think they caught me in the most like I want autumn color things moment, and that's why I went for this ones. But yeah, they're great, they're amazing. Just another reading update. I was reading, I have it on my Kobo, Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil by V. Schwab, and I'm still stuck on 56%. I have not progressed. I think I might just DNF it. I don't want to though, because I really like V. Schwab. I actually only read The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by her, but it was one of those life-changing books. I loved every bit of it, and I would give it 5 stars every day of my life. But this one I'm struggling with. I'm not the biggest vampire fan, to be fair. It's not one of the themes, topics, tropes, archetypes that I'm interested in. It might just not be the book for me. Anyway, I really do have to go, and I hope that this was not too chaotic for a few days in my life kind of vlog. And I hope you enjoyed it, and let me know in the comments what you're currently reading, if you're working on some creative project. What are your favorite things to do, your favorite things to bake or to eat in this month of autumn? And I'll see you next time. Bye!